Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel once again. So in today's video I'm going to show you some of the simplest flower which you can paint using watercolor. I think these flowers are simplest and easy to paint. Even if you are a beginner, you can paint all these flowers easily. I'm using this piece of watercolor sheet. This is 300 GSM watercolor sheet and I'm using this smaller size brush. This is size 0 from the miniature set, but you can use bigger than that. For example purpose, I'm using this one for the first flower. Then we are going to use common brush which is easily available with you or you can get from the market. So let's start with the first one. So in the first one I'm creating fine strings like this in a group. So you can use again bigger brush and use the tip of the brush to create all these things, or you can use a smaller brush like this. And then at the tip of every branch I'm creating small dots of pink. So these are my flowers. So this is the first version. I'm going to show you one more version in this particular flower, so you can keep it like this. You can use this as flower filler in your flower bouquet painting or something like that, but for now I'm keeping it like this. And then you can add fine stems to attach all the flowers with the main stem. So do not keep these dots hanging. Create a stems for all these flowers that we have. These are very small fine flowers. So this is the first version and you can add leaves as well in between. Now I'm going to modify this in a while. Meanwhile we can concentrate on the second flower. As I told you, all these flowers are super simple to follow, so do not worry about anything. You can also add little bigger leaf at the base of this particular bunch. I'm using size 6 round brush and I'm going to use this brush for next other flowers. Now for the second one I'm going to create some one stroke leaves. So again, for the one stroke you need to depend on the pressure and technique. So it depends how much pressure you are applying into your brush to create how much thickness in your structure. So create fine stems without applying any pressure. Then at the end apply little pressure to get leaf kind of structure like this. You can start with the leaf and then end up with the stems also. It's totally fine, but create a group of leaves like this. These are one stroke leaves. You just need to apply a little pressure and then move your brush towards left and right to create like this. Now create little longer stems in between these group of leaves that we have, and you can create as many as you want. I'm keeping it 4 to 5 for now. To add extra depth into your color, you can add a little bit of blue into your green leaves. Make sure your leaves are wetted enough to do all these steps, otherwise you will end up having hard edges. Now at the tip of each extended stems that we have, I'm adding these 3 strokes flower. So these are more of a leaf kind of structure only, but I'm using purple color, so it is more looking like a flower. Then at the base of each flower you can create sepals with the help of green color itself. Now let me show you the another version. For the first one you can blend the color, but you need to see the small dots that we have, so that's why I have kept it to dry for some time, and then with the help of light color or again with the help of clean water you can blend all these dots together to create something like this. So these are now bigger flowers having small dot kind of structure in it. So you can keep both the version or you can modify it like that. Now let's concentrate on the third one. So for the third one, create little thicker stem, little bit tilted towards left or right, and then you can create multiple fine stems coming from the center. Keep the substem finer and you can keep the length little bigger and smaller. So I'm creating one group little bigger and then in between I'm creating few smaller as well. So something like this you can create. You can use any green shade whatever you like. Then you can create fine flowers at the tip of each substems that we have. Again, these are very small flowers, so I'm not doing anything fancy in here. I'm just tapping my brush randomly to create these kind of structure. You can use any color whatever you like, so I'm using blue color and a little bit of purple in between, and something like this you can create. So as you can see, I have two groups, one bigger, one smaller, so you can create multiple groups like this as well. You can keep 3 groups or 4 groups as per your need. So this is something we have done, keeping the stems a little thicker and then creating multiple substem and creating flowers at the tip of each substems that we have to creating one single flower. Again, color choice is totally up to you. You can use whatever color you like. Now let's concentrate on the fourth one. So for the fourth one, create strings like this with the help of green color, tilted towards left right. You can create substrings as well, and then create little longer leaves like this. You can keep the leaf perspective different than each other, like tilted towards left, right, downward direction, something like this. I'm directly using all the green color available with me, but you can create your own green color mixing yellow and blue together. Now for the flower, what we did in the third one, we are doing exactly in this one, but in a sequence. So I'm randomly putting all these colors into my stems. So my first color is orange, and then I'm going to add a little bit of red in between to make it little bushier and to get different colors into it. Again, I'm not following any rule or any technique to do all these things. I'm randomly adding all these small structure into my string tip and to create flowers like this. You can add little bit of green also in between, and I think very simple to paint. Third and the fourth one is almost similar. The only difference is we have defined our pattern, but adding flowers into it is almost same. Now let's concentrate on the last one. This one is my favorite. I have used these flowers into many of my painting. So you can create a bigger dot with the help of black color, and then you can create smaller dot around it to create the ovary of the flower. Again, you can use any color, but I like to use a very light shade of gray to create petals, so that it should look like these are the white flower. And again, randomly create few bigger petals around it. You can grab some color from the little dots that we have created. So these are simple. You just need little bit of practice around this particular one to create petals and all these things. But again, as you can see, I'm not doing anything fancy. I'm just trying to create bigger petals around the ovary. You can start with the petal first and then you can create ovary as well. It's totally fine. So again, repeating the same thing, creating bigger dot and smaller dot of blacks, and then you can create multiple petals around it. Now because these flowers are white in color, I need some extra color around it to pop this flower really well. So I'm using blue green color to create the leaves around it. Again, I'm using more of blue and less of green, so that's why this is more on the blue side, but you can use any color whatever you like. So I'm trying to put all these leaves around my white flower, and then you can create stems. I'm using sap green color for the stems. Color combination and choice and all these things are totally depend on you, what you like to use. And then you can add some extra leaves into it just to finish this one. And we are done with all the flowers that we have for today's video. All these flowers are simple and easy for beginners. So hope you have liked this video. Please do let me know if you have any feedback for me, and thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.